Today on the Ellis Martin Report, we welcome Diablo Resources, trading on the ASX and in the United States on the OTCQB as DBORF. Joining me are Lyle Thorne, Chief Executive Officer, and Paul Lloyd, Non-Executive Chairman, two highly experienced mining professionals with decades of exploration, development, and IPO success across Australia and the United States. Diablo Resources is advancing a tight capital structure portfolio of critical mineral projects in Utah, including the Star Range Silver Antimony Project, where previously reported silver grades reach as high as 8,760 grams per ton. That's 309 ounces of silver per ton. And the Phoenix Copper Project, positioned along strike from the Lisbon Valley Copper Mine, a major U.S. copper producer, with drilling now underway and assays pending. With strong cooperation from the Bureau of Land Management, modern exploration tools, and a seasoned team that knows how to build value, Diablo enters this cycle with significant momentum. Let's get into the conversation. Lyle, Paul, welcome to the program. Thank you so much for joining me today.
Thanks, Alice. Nice to meet you, and thanks for having me.
Thanks, Alice. It's a pleasure to be on for the first time.
Since it is the first time, I'm going to ask either of you gentlemen to tell us about the company. What is Diablo Resources?
Diablo Resources is a ASX-listed company, excitingly just listed on the OTCQB market. We have a tight capital structure, and we have critical minerals projects in Utah. Lyle and myself have been working in the US for a couple of decades. We have some very exciting projects in Utah that are silver, copper, and antimony focused.
Now, you just said you've been in the U.S. for a couple of decades. You're no stranger to either IPOs or running projects like this, are you, Paul?
No, I've done a lot of IPOs and RTOs on the Australian market. I did see an opportunity in the US many decades ago. There isn't really an exploration market at that bottom end of the market, and there was an opportunity there. That business model has become popular more recently with the support of the current administration, and we're excited to be part of that to create shareholder value from Diablo.
You know, as somebody who hasn't really taken a look at the company until very recently, what really stands out is your Star Range project and bonanza silver grades, and I will repeat that, bonanza silver grades of up to 8,760 grams per ton. That is 309 ounces of silver per ton. We should have heard about this project a long time ago.
The Star Range project is in southwest Utah. The results you just quoted have been previously collected by other explorers in the past and released on the ASX. Noticed that the antimony wasn't a strong focus in past exploration efforts by other companies. It wasn't their focus, and with those sort of silver grades and the opportunity to see what the antimony prospectivity of the project is, we jumped and acquired the open ground and have hit the ground running with a Utah-based exploration crew, and they've also got some extensive Utah experience, and they've been mapping, sampling, and getting stuck into it to get the project moving forward.
And your Phoenix Copper project sits along strike from the Lisbon Valley Copper Mine in Utah, a major producer. With the recent May 2025 drill project completed and assays pending, how confident are you in scaling a large copper resource? And how does it compare structurally to LVCC?
Copper project Phoenix is located in the lower Lisbon Valley, as you mentioned, split into two claim blocks, the State Mine claim block and the CC claim block, which straddle either side of the Lisbon Valley mine. We're particularly excited about Fair Income, which is in the State Mine claim block, and it's called State Mine because it straddles the Colorado-Utah border. We've done mapping and sampling there this year and have located outcropping copper mineralisation in the same sequence of rocks and also along one of the same structures that host mineralisation at Lisbon Valley. And this is what we've just started drilling. We announced the ASX a couple of weeks ago. We've commenced drilling there, and we're excited by what we can turn up at that prospect. It's got a lot of ingredients and similarities to what is known at Lisbon Valley.
Paul, how are you positioning this company? Are you a junior explorer for buyers? Are you a future producer? What is your target as far as long-term investment is concerned?
Yeah, that's a good question, Alice, and we are very shareholder focused. So we see that we can create shareholder value from the copper project in Utah because it is on strike from an existing copper producer, and we also see value in our silver project in Utah because there are a number of mines in that area. There's a fairly large copper mine in that area, and there has been previous silver mines. So we are looking to create shareholder value basically from turning of a drill bit. We are following the standard exploration model, and we've done this for many, many years, and it is not without risk, but with these projects, we see them as lower risk, and we are fast-tracking that exploration model.
What is the risk, if you don't mind? Are you having any issues with the BLM? I don't believe that you are in Utah, but I don't know. I'm not boots on the ground there.
Yeah, look, under
The previous administration.
the risk of permitting was much higher. Now, we haven't changed our business model, but our business model is being encouraged by the activity at the Bureau of Land Management. So we're getting permits granted very quickly, and I have been in situations where we've waited many years for drilling permits on other projects. We're not doing that now. We're getting the cooperation of the Bureau of Land Management. It's very encouraging. The country really is open for business now. And I think there'll be some big discoveries while the BLM has this attitude towards exploration. Look, we're good corporate citizens. We're very environmentally friendly. And the areas that we are existing mining areas. They have been previously disturbed and previously assessed for First Nation matters and environmental matters. So we're very excited about being able to fast-track those projects with the assistance of the Bureau of Land Management.
Certainly a seasoned explorer and IPO generator like yourself, Paul and Lyle, you can chime in any way you like. Why did you select Utah over other environments in the U.S. where you could have easily acquired antimony, let's say?
I think when you're looking at the US, you're looking for a state that is mining friendly. The politicians understand mining, and the residents of the area understand mining. Utah is one of those for sure, with the Bingham Canyon mine just outside of Salt Lake, one of the largest porphyries in the world. You have other projects in that general area. But in saying that, you've got Arizona, you've got Nevada. They tick a lot of boxes as well. But in this case, we are focused on Utah. That's where our logistics base is, and we've come across these projects. And we've picked up these projects because we believe they can become company makers with exploration success.
Yeah, Bingham Canyon is an elephant. The geology of certainly Utah and the surrounding states have certainly got some major deposits for gold, copper and other elements. If you want to find other elephants, you've got to look where they've been found in the past, and there's some big opportunities in that geological terrain.
I know there's been some amazing gold finds in Utah, almost unheard of, almost unbelievable. You've got that kind of story with silver.
Yeah, the grades that we've found so far from the historical work, certainly encouraging with those high grades. And if we can flesh those out to something of substance, that's our aim, and that would be fantastic. Our exploration team certainly focused on methodical and systematic exploration, and we're certainly at Star Range getting as much data together to get the drill bit turning as soon as possible.
A couple of the Australian companies that we've had on this program have had conversations with the U.S. government with regard to antimony, or what you call antimony. Have you had those conversations yet? Will you in the future, if you haven't?
Yes, we definitely are having those conversations, and we recently appointed Matthew Blomberg, resides in New York. He's come onto our board and he will drive that process. He's very well connected into Washington and New York, and we look forward to updating shareholders with some interesting information. As I said before, the country is positive towards mining.
Well, I think Australia as a whole has been very positive towards mining, and you've been very successful.
Yes, well, if you ever come out to Australia, and I think you might have been out here, Ellis, Western Australia is a large pit for iron ore, gold, etc. So we're very good at mining. We may not be too good at many other things, but we are very good at mining. Yes, we use those expertise, those exploration expertise, when we come over to the US, and we help with our US-based geologists to learn some of those expertise.
The other thing else from an Australian background is that a lot of the big discoveries have been found, what they say, undercover. They don't outcrop. And that's one main difference we've noticed from the US, is that the potential for mineralisation still be sticking out of the ground at surface is very high. But another thing that excites us, and we could use our expertise moving forward, is to look for deposits undercover, and that's something that could be a new frontier in the US, as certainly the old timers only scratched around in the hill. The potential for large deposits under some of those valleys is to be determined, I guess.
Well, you're using drones really to source out where the outcrops might be across your vast project, right?
Yeah, the drone magnetics is a standard tool in exploration, certainly in Australia and in North America, but it's very good for picking up subsurface features, discontinuities in the rock, which is where mineral deposits sometimes occur, is where funny things have happened underground. And these type of surveys can be very useful in just seeing at depth where you might want to go, and when you correlate that to what you see at surface, it can be very interesting.
What are the next steps for the company?
On an exploration front, at Star Range, obviously we're busy collating data with sampling, mapping, and the drone mag. That's all getting processed, and we're waiting on assay results at the laboratory. At Phoenix Copper, the fair income, we're currently drilling and we'll be submitting samples to the laboratory in due course, and we're excited by what we can find there. So we've got certainly a busy news flow the next few months of assay results and interpretive work, but we're also always looking for new opportunities. So the team also reviews other mineral prospects in the Western US.
How are you financed for continued exploration, Paul?
Yeah, we're well financed. We did a raising in Australia recently, so we're well financed into the back end of next year, and we're hoping that the drill bit does the talking. Our share price improves. We have a very low market cap at the moment of $3.5 million US, and we look to build that and continue that exploration.
What would you say to U.S. investors taking a look at your company for the very first time?
Well, if investors are looking for exposure to the silver market in a mining-friendly state, being Utah, where there has been large silver operations in the past, this is the company. We're at a very low market cap, so you're coming in at a very low base, so you could end up creating a large capital gain from this company as we explore. And you won't die wondering in this stock. We will be out exploring. We are out exploring. We have found projects in the US previously, so that the management team do have a success potentially in the lithium space, but in other commodities as well. And we see this silver project as having substantial upside to shareholders.
Yeah, and just back at what Paul said, we've got a lot of exploration ongoing, so we've got a steady news flow and a systematic process, and the guys on the ground and the technical team know what to do and how to do it, and we'll just get stuck into the project and keep it moving forward, hopefully with some positive news flow and positive results in the near term.
We are very excited about the Star Range project because there are a number of silver mines previously operating in the area. There are a large number of old-timers working pits in the area, but that's not our area of interest. Our area of interest is to see what's underground, applying modern exploration techniques to come up with a large mine that is structurally controlled, and we're going to apply modern exploration techniques to hopefully find a very large structure. There are some large structures in the area, and we're looking forward to picking up one of those on our ground. That's why we've flown the MAG survey using a drone recently, and we will continue to apply modern exploration techniques and look forward to future success.
Paul and Lyle, thank you so much for joining me today on the program. We welcome you to the Ellis Martin Report. I look forward to an update whenever you've got one.
Thanks very much, Ellis. That was very enjoyable.
No worries, Ellis. Thanks for your time. Nice to meet you.
My guests today were Lyle Thorne, Chief Executive Officer, and Paul Lloyd, Non-Executive Chairman of Diablo Resources, trading on the ASX as DBO and on the OTCQB in the United States as DBORF. That's DBORF. With drilling active at Phoenix, systematic exploration underway at Star Range, drone magnetics completed, and assays pending, Diablo is positioned for a steady stream of news in one of the most mining-friendly jurisdictions in the United States. We'll continue to follow their progress closely and look forward to future updates. For the Ellis Martin Report and Money Talk Radio, I'm Ellis Martin.